teach us about optical illusions. You will need a clear glass, a straw or long object, and water. Let's get ready for some science.
Hi, my name is Matthew Balestier, and we're going to be doing another experiment today. We're going to be doing the disappearing straw experiment. This demonstration today is about optics, the physical science about how light interacts with different substances. The materials that we are going to need is one long and thin object, I'm using a straw, one clear glass, and some water. So what we're going to do is place the water in the cup, then place the straw in the cup, and then observe and see what happened. To get the best results from this observation, we can put the glass in front of a solid background. I'll be using a plain white piece of paper. Now, let's take a look. The first thing that we notice is that the straw is discontinuous. Did it just split in half when we put it in the water? Before we answer that question, let's do a little bit more observing. Lastly, we can notice if we place the straw against the side of the glass, we can almost make it disappear. How did we seemingly break the straw into two and make it look like it disappeared? I'll explain, but first I want you to make a hypothesis on why both of those things happened. Light bends when it goes from one substance to another. In our case, it went from air to water. Now that we know that light bends when it changes the substance that it's in, we can apply that to our situation. First, I drew a diagram of our glass. We'd have air, the glass, water, then the straw, more water, glass, then air again. Then, to see how the light bending changes things, I drew an X on the straw. First, light hits the X, reflects into the water, and then bends once it gets into the air, eventually hitting my eye, allowing me to see the X. Though, since the light bent, I think the X is right here, when in reality, it's up here. This phenomena makes your eye think that the straw has bent, but in reality, it really hasn't. The same phenomena is responsible for the straw seemingly disappearing when you place it adjacent to the glass. Though the light bends so much that it completely misses your eye and you don't see the straw at all. Finally, recall that when the straw is in the middle of the cup standing straight up, there is no distortion. This is because when the light reflects off the straw and hits the water-air boundary, it is at a 90-degree angle. And at a 90-degree angle, light doesn't bend. This causes no distortion when looking at the straw.
If you've enjoyed this week's experiments, you might want to check out some of these titles from the Paramus Public Library. Mirror, Mirror, a book of reversible verse by Marilyn Singer, a collection of short poems which, when reversed, provide new perspective on the fairy tale characters that they feature. Calling All Minds, How to Think and Create Like an Inventor, from world-renowned autism spokesperson, scientist, and inventor Temple Grandin, a book of personal stories, inventions, and facts that will blow young inventors' minds and make them soar. And from DK Publishing, Fantastic Optical Illusions. In this mind-bending book, each puzzle is framed as a question that prompts young readers to look for or do something specific, and even includes an explanation of how illusions work. These books and others can be found at the Paramus Public Library by searching bccls.org or calling the library at 201-599-1309. Have a great day.